about to start. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conduct Radio, where we are not being blocked by Blog Talk Radio. We're actually live today. So last week we were going to do this show, but Blog Talk was having technical difficulties. So we switched it over to this week because this is a topic that I feel we need to discuss. So we're going to talk about what do men do better than women. It's a question I actually posed to our group on the relationship group, question and answers, and women didn't have an answer to that. So it was really perplexing to me that they didn't think that men did anything. They couldn't name one thing that a man did better than a woman. Well, one woman said something, but it was really perplexing to me that this was an issue. Like they couldn't name one thing that a man can do better than a woman. So we're going to discuss that tonight. We're also going to discuss. I know I talked about it last show. I put a bunch of hold on, Logic. We're going to get to it. I know. We're going to talk about it later on. But you came like a week after the question was asked. We're also going to discuss. I know I talked about this last week, but I was the only one there, and I was just babbling to myself while I was trying to get the other hosts on. But, Blog Talk Radio, what can you do? But anyway, so we're going to also discuss this whole shaming thing and how it's ridiculous. And then we're going to answer your relationship questions. So that's tonight's show. How's everyone doing tonight? I didn't get to see y'all last week.
I'm actually on, everyone. I'm here. I have a perfectly good excuse for being late today, which I'll share in just a moment. But how's everyone else doing? I'm checking in a minute after.
Well, good job. Like she said, how's everyone else doing?
I only heard Logic's grumbling something. I didn't hear anything from BJ. BJ, how are you doing?
Good. I'm doing good.
Okay, great. Right. Oh, that was you grumbling? Okay, well,
why
Logic.
do you always mix up Logic and BJ?
I don't know. I know their voices except sometimes.
Different.
No. It's certain sounds that they make is where I get mixed up. Their size.
Even their sounds are different. Even their
size and sounds. You would think. Yeah, you would think.
No. I think you're just not paying attention. I don't know. But how did y'all like your day off last week?
Well, I actually made a special point of getting off of work early, coming all the way home to be on time for the show for the last 2 weeks. So I came home. I guess it wasn't totally, I won't say it was all for nothing because, once I was here and I realized the show wasn't happening, guess what? I just chilled. So I'm sure everybody else probably did much of the same because you know how you have it in your mind, you're set. Okay, we're going to do the show. You look forward to the show, hour and a half. So
no, I was having sex.
Playing, whoa, excuse me? No, that, I didn't know whose voice that was. That was BJ.
Yeah, when did he say I didn't hear him?
He was having sex.
Is that what you said, BJ?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
She heard that, but she never hears anything else. Good God.
I know, right?
Right. Well, it's a perfect opportunity to do things we hadn't had scheduled or planned to do. So why not? Maybe was that scheduled, BJ, or was it impromptu?
It was scheduled.
Oh, it was scheduled. Okay.
Yes,
you schedule sex?
Yeah.
It's BJ, Kai. Of course he does. He's so structured. That's why I said, was it scheduled?
Yeah, it's scheduled. Yeah, it's scheduled. You got to schedule.
No, you don't got to. You got to just be impromptu sometimes. I think spontaneousness
you have
is
to
great.
Do what? Impromptu?
Impromptu.
She said impromptu.
No, I was trying to say impromptu, but I was doing something else. You guys, I was in the middle of something, okay? So I literally just lost track of the fact that it was 3 o'clock. Okay, so I'm very quiet on Facebook lately since I've been in this new relationship. I'm kind of quiet on Facebook. I don't really say very much. I might share recipes or something or share someone's post. I really don't say much. What do I really say? When's the last time you guys heard me say anything? If anything, I might share other people's posts.
2 weeks ago?
No, thank you. That's not very often. Most people on there 10 times a day that are Facebookies. I don't do that. I just keep a lot of my private life is not shared. Every now and again, if I'm going through a breakup and I'm just depressed, I might say one thing. Anyway, so with my newer relationship, which is not that new now because it's, technically since we've been together, it's been 8 months now. But I decided to let him know just how much I appreciate him and just everything. Well, not everything, but how much I appreciate him and how much that I do care. So I decided to put a Facebook slideshow together because I see other people do it, and I'm like, oh, that's cute, but I never really bother. And so I didn't realize how easy it was, the video slideshow, until I got stuck, and it wouldn't let me out. Like I added music, I added all these pictures, and it would not let me out. It kept saying cannot be completed. And if I come all the way out on my phone, I couldn't use my phone to call in for our show. So I had a dilemma going, basically. So I lost everything and forfeited it all so that I can actually say hello to all the listeners. Hi, listeners, at 3 o'clock for me. So basically that didn't work, and I was still late. So Obviously I'm going to continue that moment after the show because I want him to see my thoughts. So. And whoever else for that matter.
You could just
I was
tell
about
me
to say, why can't you just send him a text?
Because I always do that. I want to do something special to say to the world, like anybody else would do when they're making an announcement. They're so happy with someone. People do it all the time all over social media. I don't. That's my point. So they don't really see a whole lot about us. Every now and again, I might share something.
I wouldn't do that. I would just do something offline for him, like put together a collage or something and make it into a nice picture that he can hang up. Or I wouldn't. Why does the social media need to know you're happy? Like, who cares?
Okay, but that's the whole point. Don't you see people let you know when they're going to the bathroom, when they're making a bologna sandwich? That's just the that is the culture. No, listen to what I'm saying. That's the culture of social media. I didn't say that's me. I said the majority of people. That's why it's so popular. Facebook is a small percentage of social media.
Why do you have to be like everybody else?
What? I'm not like everybody else. I just said to you, I'm not. I just said to you that I don't hardly say anything, hardly a peep. I'm very quiet. In fact, people always ask me, oh, you don't say much. No, I don't. I never have. But now, especially with this relationship, I never say much about us, period. And since I decided to share the joy, how in the world is that anything unusual? I didn't say anything personal. If you actually saw it, you'd be like, oh, that's cute.
And I could finish what I'm saying so you could understand where I was coming from. You just wasted 3 minutes of air for no reason. What I was saying was, it's better to keep that stuff to yourself because there are haters out there. Misery loves company. They'll start talking about your relationship or wishing bad on your relationship. If you want to let him know how you feel, you keep that between him and you. Other people do not need to know that. That's what I was saying.
Okay, well, Kai, that's really great logic, but guess what? I need 10 more haters every day to hate on me. Feel free to hate on me. Just ask Cat Williams, or is it 15? You guys know Cat Williams. He says it all the time, and it makes sense to me. I don't care what other people think. I don't care. And my boo, neither one of us care about what other people think. But every now and again, just like when someone gets engaged, they normally would, a lot of people on social. Okay, for example, Ches. Ches. Did I say it right? Ches. Am I saying her name right? Our ex-host. Our ex-host. Her entire wedding portfolio was on Facebook. I would never do that. That's just me. But who doesn't do that? So many people share everything about their personal love lives on Facebook. I just think it's too much. So what I did was extremely soft, very, very general. It wasn't like I hardly said anything. Just shared some pictures and a small little insert at the beginning. That was it. But I don't when I'm married, I'm not going to have all my pictures posted. To me, that's the most personal. If you're not invited, intimate moment or event in my life, so I don't need to share that with all the rest of the people out there. So in my own defense, if someone could hate on something beautiful that I put together that's just so brief and not personal, but yet says I love you without saying I love you, totally all over the place and getting all mushy and everything like most people do on there, then great. then go for it, because that's not
So,
me. I hardly ever say anything.
I told Shar.
I'm
why I
almost
was
Facebook
saying
boring
that.
at this point.
Nobody cares. I told Shar while I was saying that. She said, Kai, that's really great logic, but basically I'm going to shit all over what she said. So I actually made
not totally, because I get what you're saying, but it doesn't apply to me because I don't care about haters. If I cared about what people think about me, then I would be like, oh my God, I'm going to have haters.
It's not about
I have them
caring
anyway.
what
We all
people
do.
think about you. It's never mind. I don't care anymore. Anyways, the reason why I brought that up is, if you don't remember, we actually have a No Conduct Radio store. So if you go to our website, www.noconduct.com, you click on NCR store, and you can purchase any one of our shirts with one of our phrases. And I actually made a phrase today, which I'm going to design into a shirt this weekend, and it actually goes into exactly what Shar just did. I said people are anaphylogenic, which is a phrase Shar made up. So people are anaphylogenic. And the definition of anaphylogenic is deathly allergic to logic. And we're not talking about the whole logic. We're actually talking about logic.
That's a good one.
So, yeah.
Technically, I am anaphylogenic.
Yeah, I
can't eat shellfish, but yeah, allergic to logic. That's really cute.
Yeah.
But I can't eat shellfish.
Yeah. Anyway, so that shirt will be up, and many others, especially the most popular one. It's okay. It's not alcohol. It's just wine. You could purchase that on our No Conduct store by going to www.noconduct.com.
I have 3 people at work who are just dying to get that for Christmas, and I told them I don't know how long it takes to ship. You better jump on it.
They need to get it. You go to the
cool
website.
Shirts. All the
did
shirts
you show them? Did you tell them how to get to the website?
Absolutely, and I'll be doing so again tomorrow. So I took off today, but when I go in tomorrow, I'll be reminding them, because Christmas is coming. They want to do it for Christmas gifts and for themselves and all that. So our site's cool. I mean, we have a lot of cool stuff on there, period. But that particular shirt they were asking about as well. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. Good job, Kai.
Alcoholics.
I know. That's a shame. Oh, that's all it means, right? A lot too many alcoholics in the world.
So a couple other shirts we have is it's okay, it's not alcohol, it's just wine. We also have the shirt from Logic to tell women to keep their crown.
Mhm.
Hold on, I'm going on there real quick. Yeah, and also if he doesn't have access to your bank account, he shouldn't have access to your nether region. I have the best place for you to be is the fuck out of my face.
Oh, that's a classic.
My logic is undeniable.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's his logo,
and my daughter made one. So the one you'll see, one random baby onesie on there. That is a contribution from my daughter. So if you want to support her art. Tiny Princess Dreams is the one that my daughter made.
I thought that was adorable too. Absolutely, she's ambitious.
I also have this shirt that actually kind of went into. Remember when we had heads cocked on the show? So I have a shirt with one of Shar's slogans that says, "I'm a giver. I'm a great giver." So yeah, go check out our store, NCR store on No Conduct Radio. All right, so
oh my God,
let's get on with the show.
Our viewers are like, there's a horny panel of hosts there. Oh God, and alcoholics. Okay, interesting.
I really didn't know just Shar-isms was just going to become like profitable. It's crazy.
I'm sure.
All right, so like I said, I asked a question in our No Conduct relationship group. Probably 2-3 weeks ago. So go to Facebook.com and search for relationship groups question and answers, and you'll find our group there. And the question was, what do you think men do better than women? Name one thing a man can do better than a woman. And you heard a bunch of give me a second, I'm thinking, stuff like that. So that was really interesting to me that women didn't think men could do anything better than them. Let me go and see what answers we have here. And I'll actually read them to you.
Driving was at the top of the list, I'm sure.
Huh?
What?
driving's probably at the top of the list. I would think that'd be the first thing most women would think.
Do you really think that? We're talking about women here.
We hear it all the time. Men say it all the time. They assume they drive better than women. Most men do.
Well, like you said, they assume. I said, what do you think? So
I do.
Somebody said silent. Somebody else was just like stroking their chin thinking. And then I said, y'all can't think of anything? So then somebody said, peace standing up.
That was rude. Oh, my God. Aesthetically, it's not like that. They have to try aesthetically. That's just how they're designed. But that's not
then
something
someone said both genders have their good and bad, but that wasn't the question. She said some men suck at listening while others are great at it. Some women can't cook to save their lives while others would pack a restaurant for their cooking. I don't think one can outperform the other. They complement each other. Somebody else said men mess things up.
Gracious.
Somebody else said, I got it, being men. Somebody else said hair in a hair salon. And the only one that I agreed with was the only one that I agreed with was let go of a grudge. There are very few men that hold grudges, but I agree.
That's true.
And then Logic came in, and I thought people were going to respond to him, but nobody said anything. But then Logic came in and said, hunt, defend countries, respond to national disasters, build the modern world, invent and engineer technology that usher in a new era of living. Shall I continue?
Actually, Logic, I can guarantee you that there was some women on each of those panels.
Oh, God, shut up, Shaw.
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it. In front of all of that.
No, I'm not saying mostly. I'm saying was a woman somewhere in the mix.
Who cares? The point being,
that it was only
we
men
are
that
the ones that
that
usher it in.
Oh, my God.
It doesn't matter. What are you talking about?
Well, guess what? Behind every good man, there's a great woman, and without the support of that great woman, all those men would have a clue what to do when they woke up in the morning.
Bring back a check.
Oh, God. Where do I find these people?
It's kind of this female grudge with dudes. You know, chicks are rolling around right now in cars that they don't change the oil in. They don't do the brake. They don't retard the surfaces that they drive on. Yeah. They don't go down into the sewer to make sure they can still flush a dump that they take at the end of the day. But, you want a man. You can get a man to waste them. So shut up. Sit down somewhere.
Well, I said the car thing. That's what I was talking about, too. Everything about a car. I mean, a man jumps right in there. Now, there's some women that can change the tire,
Every time it's a hurricane, and some idiot decides that in the middle of the hurricane they want to go drive to their mother's house or something, and they get stuck. Is it a fleet of women going out there to go save them, or is it dudes? Come on, women are helping. Yeah.
He sounds like the Grinch that stole Christmas. Bah, humbug.
But it's funny. Women will be quick to name a bunch of stuff that women can do better than men, but they refuse to acknowledge that men can do. I mean, I'm not saying all men, obviously, but men in general can do certain tasks better than women. If it's a physical task, more than likely a man can do it better than a woman. And if it's a mental or nurturing task, then a woman is better at it. And that's just the way of the world.
Listen, I'll say this, and I've said this before. Women cerebrally, I don't think, are handicapped with the masculine mind. I think that women can be just as intelligent as men. I don't think that there's any, fallback on that. But typically, men excel when it comes to competitive-based things, meaning even science can be competitive, where it's you have scientists out there trying to discover new things and blah, blah, blah. That kind of world is very competitive. Women, I don't know if it's due to just time and women have gotten comfortable with certain things and not others, but they typically stay away from that kind of stuff. And if they do get into it, then they try to get men to even the playing field for them in some way. And it's like, that's not how it is. It's either you can keep up or you can't. engineering and all of that kind of stuff, we excel at that, you know, and unfortunately some of it is the negative side of it, which is warfare and, you know, all that kind of stuff like that. Women tend to excel at community and nation building when it comes to nurturing or the furtherment of the progeny, if that makes sense, where the society in itself, when it comes to the children and the dispersing of resources, they excel at that. That's what they excel at. Typically, you have some vanguards out there that are on the cutting edge, that do their own thing. The scientist that discovered, what is it, radiation, that was a woman. Like, it was a bunch of dudes dying. They had no idea what was going on. They didn't know what radiation was at the time. She discovered it. And, you know, obviously that changed the way that they deal with certain things because they had this knowledge that they didn't have before, and it was because of her. But usually women are not involved in that. And even now, there was a physicist, what was his name, Collins or something like that. I think William Collins, I think his name was. He was talking about how there's a new push to what he calls feminized physics in order for it to be more appealing to women.
What?
You know, so it's,
what?
Yeah. So
how is that possible? How do they execute that? What exactly is that involved?
I think it was the British government was issuing a study on why more girls aren't involved with physics and astronomy, and the author suggested that the teaching be changed to where physics and astronomy have more social markers to it, because that's what
women learn.
Interest. Yeah, apparently. Like, it needs to change from being electrons and stuff like that to more of, why is physics important?
Let's reinvent the wheel. If they can't handle it, why are they getting into it? It makes no sense. Either you have the capability or you don't.
My thing is, I don't believe that all women need to learn that way. If there's a woman that's passionate about physics, I think she's just going to go into a physics course and just learn physics. I don't think you're going to need to change it to be, quote, you know, in a way girly enough for her. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Knowledge is knowledge. So there's this push to try to, we need to include everybody. It's either you can or you can. Period.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, but there's a very predatory thing that feminists are doing now, where it's like men are the enemy, and what are they good for? We're good for a lot. We're good for pretty much everything that's good in life right now, and you don't have to run around and serve us fresh sandwiches and cold beverages every day, you know, just to thank every guy that you see. But don't walk around with this attitude like, oh, you're in the way. You know, you've been holding us back long enough. Shut up. You've had plenty of time to do something, and you've done nothing. You know what I mean? What are all of these chicks in the government focused on right now? Are they focused on getting the country in a better position? No. They're focused on #MeToo. Social stuff. Who cares?
What's #MeToo?
All these broads running around talking about the guy did this to him 37 years ago, and he needs to end.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
They fall like dominoes too.
Well, yeah, but because these dudes are sitting up there holding their hats like, please, I don't want you to, don't say anything.
It's crazy.
I don't know what's going on, and
every day, man.
Understand this. I'm not an advocate for any of them. Just come back. You know, your career's over. Good for you. But to be walking around on eggshells, afraid that some chick that you messed with 25 years ago is just going to pop up and say, I didn't appreciate the way that he...
But that's exactly what's happening. All this Me Too. Yes, back in 1973. I remember now. I was at the water cooler.
Right.
Really? No, you mean you went out on a date the night before and he didn't like it, So he decided not to call you back, and now you decide you're going to cry. Help!
Yeah.
You know, he just
And
looked
there's
at me
no
in an inappropriate way.
like a lot of the time there's no crime involved. It's just
Right.
a chick accusing a guy of being creepy. So that would be literally like men now, if the roles were reversed, men popping up 30 years later and say, you know what? There was a girl, Jessica, I met at a party. I think she's a whore. And then everybody saying she is a whore. She should lose her job. And that's it. She's just out of her position.
Wow.
Like
kind of like the burning
Wow.
witches of Salem. Just say they're a witch in Salem.
Exactly.
You know, and God knows, that's it. Nothing's proven. It's just a matter of accusations. I can't believe we're living in a time like that. This makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so many people. My thing is, 40 years later, you've had access to counseling, the Internet at this point, books, church clergymen, that, you know, social workers, and God knows, maybe family. There's just so much out there available to heal, opposed to just you're 56 years old. Oh my God, you know, I'm just so devastated. I've never moved on with my life, and it ruined my marriage. And I mean, come on, lady, really?
Yeah, every day somebody's happening every day. Like Russell Simmons, he's stepping down. Travis Smiley,
I heard he did.
Fired,
his own corporation. Who does that?
And you know what?
Are you serious? Really?
Yes, God,
he's
he
been
did.
a little creep.
Same
He's
thing.
been a little creep for years.
From back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hip hop.
Even with him messing with that giraffe height Asian that he was messing with.
Morally.
Yeah, but my thing is, you look at that whole situation. He had dough. She thought she was going to be a model. She ended up being nothing and came back and married him. And so he already knew it was for money. So he's been this dude that will throw dough around to try to get broads for years. Why? What's stepping down of what? This is what it is.
Crazy, man.
And this is how I know it's disingenuous. All of these people coming out and saying all this stuff, right? You have yet to hear one female name. So girls don't stalk men. Girls don't. Even these lesbians. You mean to tell me every single one of these dykes in Hollywood make sure that every girl that they ever come across feels respected at all times? For the past 3 decades, they've never stepped out of line and said anything crazy or done it. Never? Give me a break. Give me a break.
Well, that would be a new
right
twist, a female-on-female harassment case. That would be interesting. I guess I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Or a male-on-male.
I would just like to see it be fair. I would like to see somebody call out Barbara Walters for, you know, being sexist towards some dude, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Just be honest, be fair, but don't just let it be. Oh, look at these men march them. It's the last march at the end. Let them all destroy themselves. Yeah, gotta get rid of them.
End their careers in one day. Boom, one statement. End their careers.
And then you're going to run things and do what? Yeah. What do we got to look forward to? What?
And it's crazy.
Tell me the last awesome movie that you've seen a girl direct. And if you say Wonder Woman, I will kick you through this phone.
You said Wonder Woman.
That garbage.
That's crazy. I didn't even see that. I didn't see that movie.
Oh, God. Listen, spare yourself.
I won't.
Matter of fact, the next time you're going on a toxic cleanse and you're drinking green tea and you're trying to flush yourself out, watch Wonder Woman. That's what you watch. It'll make you take a good shit.
Oh.
I just did that, by the way.
You know what?
Really?
And here's the thing.
Oh, we don't need to know that.
Wait a minute.
Come on.
Shouldn't women be offended that, one, they were so sexist that this is the first time Wonder Woman's had a movie. They get a girl who has no acting chops whatsoever. She's a failed model that couldn't hack it. And she got cut from another series, which was the Fast and the Furious, because she just had no impact whatsoever. So she was a third string actor on her way out. They got her, and then the movie was based around the fact she saw a guy. He landed at their island. They're supposed to be these mystical warriors. they get taken out by regular Nazis with regular guns. They kill the most impactful warrior that they have that taught her. She then goes to the regular world and understands her strength only after she smashes Steve Trevor and bangs him. And after he dies, that's when she finds the power to fight. Should every woman be happy about that, or should they?
They made her very naive, naive
dumb
to the point of stupidity. It wasn't even funny.
Yeah, dumb as a doornail.
So she was naive, and she did a one-night stand with a man, which made her a whore. And that's what every woman is just. Oh my God, let's celebrate this. And that's never, ever been Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is very smart, very knowledgeable about the world, and she's very classy.
And naturally beautiful, curvaceous.
Oh, and curvaceous.
That was a real beauty back then. This wafy thing, this whole wafy movement, it's just too much. I'm not saying be fat and say, okay, I fit. Gal Gadot,
not saying it's bad, but it's to the point that Gal Gadot doesn't have a chest. Like, she's shaped like a 12-year-old boy up there. We're not saying it's her fault because it's just however you're built. But then they had to stuff the Wonder Woman thing to make it look like she had a chest.
I saw that. They said they made a special bra for her, actually, that was padded so that it would give the illusion of the push-up.
That thing had to be mad padded.
Really?
That was one of those things that I would have given my daughter and make her look like she had something, because that girl has nothing.
Well, obviously they padded her hips, too, because the real Wonder Woman had hips. You know, that's back when hips were popular. I mean, it's ridiculous how people decide what's attractive or beautiful based on trend, opposed to how a woman's natural curves just normally appeal to a man.
But again, that's just trend here in the United States. The rest of the world doesn't. I mean, other than like Asia,
they don't all follow
because
us.
their women are just primarily thin. But other than the Asians, the rest of the world likes curvy women. They like healthy looking women who have a little bit of meat on their bones. So that's just here.
Right, that's true.
But anyway,
I could care less about her boobs. My point was, it's more about.
Of course, you could care less. There's less of them. There's nothing to care about.
It's more about the
exist.
message. You're saying that this is the prototype of woman power, but you made her a chick that had an awakening after she had sex with some guy. Like you're still hinging it around the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that was her her identifying marker. It was a dude was her awakening. You know, so they're so stupid and so caught up with the hype around this, and they completely ignore a sexist statement like only a woman could direct this movie. That woman is not an action director. She has no interest in Wonder Woman. She's never she doesn't even know anything about it. They just got her because they wanted to say a woman directed.
A woman directed this, and exactly.
This is woman power, woman. That was their selling point on this movie.
Wow.
Instead of actually just doing a great movie, they just turned it into this thing. But
and
again,
guess who did that?
Sold.
And Logic, guess who did that?
Who?
Old men. Old men.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the end of the day, all of this woman power stuff, it's making old white men money.
Oh yeah.
All they do is hire a bunch of other guys. Hey, how can we market it? What is the trend right now? A bunch of guys in the room said the trend is women power, and they said, "Hey, we got to get a woman to do this." That's all it was. If you look at the movie, they had I think 3 or 4 guys scheduled to do this before they got this woman. And then she has the audacity to act like, I don't know if I'm coming back for the next one. If you don't do this and this, I'm not coming back for the. This is the type of stuff this is why I just can't.
Well, who's begging for her to do the sequel anyway? I mean, it's not like does she have that many supporters that want or begging for her to come back?
Well, people who don't know anything about Wonder Woman, people who thought Wonder Woman was awesome because it was all about women. That's it. You know, so they saw Wonder Woman has 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, or 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. And, you know, they want her back so they can say, again, a woman directed this. But the real Wonder Woman fans hate that movie, and people who aren't idiots hate that movie.
And it's important for people to wake up out of this nonsense and realize when you're being hustled, because they're doing the same thing with Black Panther now. You know, they put all of these, you know, second string actors in it, and they got this unknown.
Michael B. Jordan as the villain is just horrible.
Yeah,
he looks horrible.
That non-acting fool who was in Fantastic Four, who did a horrible job
in Creed.
Fantastic Four. They put him in there as the main antagonist that the movie's going to be focused on. I don't know why.
Wow.
And then on top of that, they got this unknown black director named Ryan something to direct it, just so they can say, black guy did it. It's a black cast. All black and black and black. Why don't you just do a good movie? Just do a good movie. It don't have to be the black. It's Black Panther. We get it. Right. You don't need to get an authentic African to write just do it. Do a good movie. Come on.
That's cool.
And everybody's all excited, but I'm like, you better brace yourself, because you got Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, Chadwick Boseman, and Felicia Rashad. You haven't seen her. Cosby Show.
Well, my God, yeah. She's crawled from the depths of the earth.
Did you?
What the hell is she doing in there?
What?
She's done a few cameo roles over the last few years.
I'm not totally against it, but my thing is, why? What's like? Why did you feel you needed to go that direction so hard?
Wow.
Just get great people to play the part.
That's crazy.
Is there no other black people in Hollywood?
Right.
I'm just wondering.
If you notice, the trend is to use the same people. You know, you do a film with Tyler Perry, for example, and then you call your girlfriend, girl, you know what, I'm going to get you into this one. That girl does it. The next thing you know, he's calling both of you back, and then you call this guy, and that guy's like, yeah, I did the last two films. Okay, let me get my girl over here. So if you notice, they've kept more of a, it's almost like a clique now in Hollywood that I've never seen before.
Now? It's always been.
Didn't you guys really see that a lot more than ever?
The Black Panther, might as well.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna wonder.
Clique, you're not looking at real talent everywhere else.
Well, I'm gonna Wonder Woman the hell out of Black Panther, though.
Oh yeah.
Okay, can I just say this?
For Wonder Woman, I could do it for Black Panther, and that's just how it is.
Exactly. Like, I want to take a poll. I wish our listeners could jump in, but who would have volunteered to be part of the real movement? Like on the panel first, out of the four of us, or three of you guys, which of you would have volunteered to be part of the real movement back in the day? I guess what was it, 70 strong? Right, back then, to be, a real part of the Black Panther movement, which you have considered it to be power, which you have considered it to be, like epic or cultural or cool or whatever, like would you be a part of it, or would you just kind of be the people that are just watching and saying, okay, someone's doing something for us? So I'm taking a poll. Okay, Kai, you're first.
What was the question? I've just pulled the shot. What was the question?
Oh, of course. You were uploading a video to tribute on Facebook, right? Okay, and it got stuck.
Wow.
The question was, if you had lived during the time of the real Black Panther movement, would you have been inclined to be a part of it? And if so, for what reason? Would you have been on the outside looking in, saying, "Thank God there's someone doing something for us." So there's a group, there's people that are looking out for us. Would you have looked at it like, yes, I want to be a part of it? Black power, support, culture, it's a movement. You have a good excuse to use your machete or whatever, or your guns and whatever. So I mean, do you think you would have been a part of it at that time? And they said, this is what, 70s? So would that have been your thing? Okay, think of Pam Grier. That's what comes to mind when I think of a bad black sister that might have been a part of that movement. That whole thing going on. Yeah, that's what comes to mind. I mean, that's what I think. I think of a strong, sexy movement.
I wouldn't have to think about that. I can't answer that question because even today, I probably am not going to be part of a movement for black people because black people's movements are so unorganized and ineffective. Why waste my time? So if it was one of those, then no, I could honestly say no. because I'm not one for
how can you
wasting my
compare
time.
today? But how can you compare even today when we had a whole different, everything about what we stood for was different back then. I think we probably had more strength in numbers than we do now. Now we're killing each other more so. At least then people were looking out to pull up and lift up and say, hey, come on, let's join this. And it doesn't even have to be that. It doesn't even have to be the Black Panthers. It's just someone came along and said, hey, let's make it a movement. But when you think about it, things have gotten worse to where we're more separated than unified. Okay, anyway. Okay, so what about then? Okay, so Logic, you. Would you have been a part of it?
No, the Black Panthers were stupid.
But would you think you would have said that if you were living in that time?
Yes,
right
I would have.
Moment?
I mean, they started off as a breakfast program for underprivileged people around Oakland and everything. But as they progressed, especially when you start getting, when they started to militarize, they were stupid. The things that they were doing weren't productive for any reason. Like right now, California has a very strict gun laws. And the reason for that is it started when Reagan became governor for California. In order to protest the fact that he became governor, the Black Panthers marched on the state capitol with their rifle. Like, what did you think was
They're a
going to
militia. That's what they were. At least
so it was like, that freaked white people out, and they were like, okay, that's it, no more guns. Like, my thing is, you have to do things that make sense, that is actually going to get us somewhere to a more balanced situation where we won't have to look over our shoulders, or whatever the case may be, whatever the complaint is. If you're just doing wild things that because you want to let out some aggression and some steam, I can't be a part of that. For what? There's no point in that. So no,
are you saying we made ignorant choices back then, or we just didn't have enough knowledge?
I'm not saying
we
anything. The Black Panthers were what they are. They don't represent black people. So whoever the ruling majority of the Black Panthers were back then, those people were idiots.
BJ, I don't even have to ask you, do I? Because you're thinking, why would I? With all these negative comments, you're like, okay, never mind. I wouldn't have done anything like. I can't see BJ doing that, but how do we know how we would have been in a different time period? That's why I asked that question. Because, you do go according to your environment. Well, like when you make decisions, a lot of it has to do with your environment and the time period you live in. So what was that?
You got choices to make. You have to go according to your environment, That's what that choice to make, I always go against the grain anyway, so I wouldn't even involve myself in the Black Panther movement. I know that for sure.
Yeah. Well, when I say environment, I mean the time period that you're living in and what's happening in your world at that time, because it does matter. Times do change, and people's thought process does change throughout time for that reason. It doesn't stay in the same box. It continues to evolve. Whether we evolve into something positive or get worse is another story. Obviously, we're getting worse off. And I don't mean just black people. I mean people on this earth. They care less. They're selfish. Everybody's into themselves. Selfies, social media.
I don't
you don't
think
so.
I think people have always been the way they are. I think technology brings it to the forefront. I think people have always been very, let's say, psychologically weak, so therefore the world is basically the schoolyard. So people are going to get into their cliques and their little groups, and it's going to be the majority attitude is what most people go with. Nobody cared about Arabs and Muslims back in the 60s.
Right, they weren't even talking about
they're enemy number one because the government has told you, hey, these are the wrong people. Just like before, the major threat in the country and in the world was communism and Russia. So they were always the enemy and everything. So if people are just stupid, they we hate these people now. Okay, we hate these people
I know,
now.
right?
All right, it's dumb. There's a lot of stupidity. It's so many people are afraid to be different, afraid to have their own thought process and go against the grain. You've even gotten scientists now that every single time somebody questions any science, they look at conspiracy theories.
Right, it's always a theory.
We have no time to. The whole point of science is to question things.
Yeah,
And if the data or the theory doesn't add up to what the experiments do, then your idea is wrong, and you change it to a new idea, no matter how impractical it may be. That's what science has always been. Now we're listening to people, television personalities, like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye, the science guy,
Bill Nye,
who doesn't have a degree in science at all. We're listening to these people, and they're telling us their theories, and we're supposed to just, oh, yeah, well, whatever, but that's what it is. Michio Kaku, that Japanese dude that looks like a James Bond villain with the slick-back white hair,
yeah.
he's a theorist. But if you question anything he says, people act like you're crazy. He doesn't even know if he's telling you the truth because it's a theory that he can't prove. So if you say, I don't believe that. I don't believe that there is a planet made of diamonds, like he says, and blah blah blah. I don't believe that. That's good. Oh, what are these people that? I don't.
That's like if you question Einstein in school or something like that, they'll ask you why. You can't go against Einstein because he's supposed to be
listen. E
like,
equals MC squared is a theory.
Right.
They don't know. It's a theory. And it's a theory that most of them agree with. But if you were to say, I think Einstein was full of crap. Oh, my God.
Right.
Well,
but how can you even calculate that? E equals MC squared. How could you argue that? Because you have no idea what he's talking about. He just made a letter and said it equals this. And then he said, "This is what it
calculus. Give it a name.
I don't know what that formula.
All the arguments that came from that. All the arguments that revolve around that came from that equation. So you can't ever say it's wrong because the equation itself can't be wrong because it's the equation."
Yep.
But look how now that people who haven't even pursued science at all, they will sit there and actually line up with the rest of the people online and say, you're crazy if you don't believe this. And they have no interest in science. But they want to go with the group so bad that they will just join in and point their finger, yeah, you're a nut. Do you even know what you're talking about?
Well,
no,
that actually kind of goes into the shaman aspect that I wanted to talk about. But before we do that, I'm just gonna read a commercial real quick from one of our advertisers to pay our bills. So this is from Advantage Media Solutions. So whether you're a startup business, an already established company, organization, charity, or an individual looking for public relations assistance, Advantage Media Solutions offers the solutions that you are looking for. Their team offers unparalleled creative solutions to all of their clients and is determined to see every job through to its success. Marketing and advertising, public relations. Be a part of the AMS family. They handle everything. So Advantage Media Solutions considers every client a partner. Your success equals their success. They take a personal interest in each and every one of their partners, and together they form a unique team and family. For more information, you can visit them at www.advantagemediasolutions.com. That's www.advantagemediasolutions.com, or email them at theadvantagemediasolutions@gmail.com. So, what's your advantage? All right, so what I was saying was, what Logic mentioned was kind of segueing into the shaman aspect of, if you do anything that somebody doesn't agree with, they call it shaman. So, like, there's slut shaman now, there's fat shaman, there's, I don't even know what else, mommy shaman. Apparently, so this is a story that I brought up.
I saw that
story that I brought up last week, but nobody was on the show to talk about it with me. So apparently, a mother took her son to Sephora for makeup. She went to get makeup, but he came with her, and they had the eyeshadow palettes out, and the eyeshadow palettes kind of look like finger paint. So instead of paying attention to her kid, she's doing her makeup or whatever, and her kid then dips his finger in eyeshadows, tries to paint all over the store, and basically causes thousands of dollars in damage.
Right.
So the person who told her about it, the customer who told her about it, said, hey, watch your kid, blah, blah, blah. And she posted something like, I understand not everybody has the money for a babysitter, but if you have to take your child to a store, like whenever I do take my child to the store, there's like, if I go to a makeup store, there's like a 10-minute time frame that I spend in the store, and the child has to keep their hands in their pocket, no touch it. Or I just do it when they're in school, or just, whatever she has to do. And so people just started jumping on her, talking about your mother shaming. How dare you? Not everybody has the access to or the funds for a babysitter. You need to stay in your lane. So I was like, she did say that, and she offered a solution to if you don't have access to a babysitter. So my thing is, I don't understand how that's mother shaming. If you're a horrible parent, then your child should know when you're going to the store not to touch. So don't give me the crap like she turned away for a second, and it kind of takes a lot of time to cause that much damage. So don't tell me you turned away from it for a second, or whatever. Your child should know not to touch. There should be fair punishment if you touch anything in this store. So because you're a horrible parent and you can't get your child under wraps, then that makes it mother shaming if somebody points that out and gives you a pointer on how to fix this issue. I think our society has gone too far with this shaming. Everything is shaming. So if somebody does the walk of shame, that's why it's called the walk of shame.
Right.
You come out and you're doing the walk of shame, you're going to say, oh, you're slut shaming? My question to you is, how can you shame a slut? She shamed herself.
She shamed herself, right.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how we would be shaming a slut. Or
that's about the only shame that makes any sense is the walk of shame, because you've created it. You didn't go home last night. Shame on you, little girl. You're wearing the same trifling outfit, broke a heel, trifling outfit with everything hanging out and too tight, too short, broke a heel, makeup smeared. God knows which hotel you just, fell out of, or which club. So, yeah. But a lot of this is just another excuse to a lot of, well, honestly, I almost feel like it's feminism, because aren't there mostly women that are, crying all this shaming stuff, that are, that are.
Yeah.
So I mean, here we go again. It's the same movement that's responsible for that.
And you know what? And it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand with this everybody gets a trophy mentality. You know what I mean? Where everything is everybody's a winner. The whole thing of not wanting anyone to be shamed for something that they're doing wrong is ridiculous. Just like everybody's supposed to get a prize for being mundane. It's the same thing. You are a shitty mother, so people should be able to call you out and say you're a shitty mother. You shouldn't be like, you're shaming. No, I'm not shaming all mothers. I'm shaming that one because she's bad at it. I'm shaming this chick because she's a slut and a whore. I'm shaming this one because he doesn't take care of his kids. I'm shaming this. Whatever the reason is, I'm shaming you based on your actions and what you do. It's not. I shouldn't have to not do it because some of you reading this, it may hit close to home and you don't like the idea that somebody's going to judge you. You should be judged if you're an idiot. If you're doing a bad job at life, people should have the right to point at you and say, don't be that guy.
Right.
I agree with you. But in this day and age, that's just, obviously you can't think outside of what the masses say. That's why I'm saying it ties into what you're saying, Logic. If you question anybody, then, I don't know what you would be shaming, but it's just getting ridiculous. And this society is becoming too lax with everything but logic. So I don't like it personally. But anyways, I wanted to talk to y'all about that because I was on last week blathering about it by myself. Nobody was here with me.
That was a sad moment. We could not speak. Everyone was silenced. It was so weird. I held on for a while, and I was like, wow, this is so sad. Kai's really doing her best here. But, yeah, hopefully the listeners, have come back to us. Just technical.
Shut up. I wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was.
I don't talk.
It was that bad.
About it. You said it was that bad?
Yes.
Oh, shut the hell
It
up.
just was. I know because I know Logic and BJ were trying.
As long as y'all have known me, you know I don't talk that much. I really don't. The most I talk is on this show, and that's really it. I'm not a talker. I listen to my friends talk to me. That's what I do.
So you were trying to squeeze out stuff to say to try to fill in the. We can't have dead air on the radio. So like, what do I talk about?
I was trying my best. Good God.
Oh my God.
I cannot be the host of a radio show all by myself because it will fail miserably.
Well, that's why it's called a team.
So let's get to the relationship questions here. So we had a question on our No Conduct Radio page from since December 2nd, and we never got to it. So this person said, I have a question and I need your help. I'm dating this guy, and a few weeks back we had some issues involving his parents. And during that time, I kind of fell out of love with him. But now that everything is solved, I'm confused of what to do. I mean, whenever he's away from me, I wish he was with me. But when he is, I feel nothing. Please help. I'm confused.
Whoa.
What?
Wow. So she feels like she's falling out of love. But then when people want what they can't have anyway, or what they shouldn't have?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know?
She said that when she's not with him, she wants him around, but when he's there, she doesn't feel anything.
Feel nothing?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's all.
Wow.
She doesn't feel anything, or she doesn't want him there.
She said,
no sense.
When he's away from me, I wish he was with me, but when he is, I feel nothing.
What does that mean?
That don't make no sense.
She doesn't have any feelings.
You know what? Okay, you know what?
I don't know.
Wait. The way she just worded that, I know what her problem is. She has a problem with communication and connection. That's her problem. Right there. Just the way she conveyed that thought. I always want him around. But when he was there, I feel nothing. Feel nothing where? In your heart with a person, or you feel content? What does that mean, you feel nothing?
What do you want to feel, lady?
Doesn't know how to connect. And I'm going to tell you that's what it is. When he's not around, she feels either empty or whatever the case may be. She feels some kind of void. When he's there, more than likely, she feels contented, but she doesn't know how to communicate that to him and doesn't know how to connect with him. So more than likely, that eventually that relationship is probably going to die anyway.
That's insane.
Actually, I don't think that's quite it, Logic. I think that what I said was, in my opinion, people want what they can't have. How do we know they weren't having issues and had broke up a few times and maybe broke up that last time, and she knows that when she's with him, she wants to be with him, she can't. So when she's away from him, the other way. When she's away from him, she misses what she used to have. And she knows that they can't be together or be around each other successfully.
That's exactly the point. Right now, you have to come up with your own theory because she didn't communicate what she was talking about. You don't know, so now you have to guess. So imagine how much guessing that guy had.
That guy had to do.
So it's a conspiracy theory. I've just become a conspiracy theorist.
She would.
Wow. Well, VJ, what do you think she's saying?
I don't know. It don't make no sense.
How do we know this is a woman? Oh, no, she said boyfriend?
It's on our Facebook page.
Okay. All right.
So you have a profile picture.
Okay. That would help. Okay, well, sometimes our panel cannot solve all your problems, people, but keep them coming.
Well,
wow.
I mean, what should I tell her? Should I tell her try and communicate better?
No, what I would suggest that she does is take some time to be by herself. She needs to get some counseling to figure out what she needs, first of all, in order to have a connection with a person. If she has any psychological or emotional issues stemming from childhood that makes her unable to pair bond with people, she needs to work that out. She doesn't need to waste people's time and just have them around but feel nothing.
I don't understand that.
Whatever that means.
Why women do that, or some guys, but mostly women. why they know they got issues and they still want to be in a relationship. I don't understand.
Because they're
that,
selfish, BJ.
That
You know that.
Ridiculous. I know, but that is so ridiculous. It's just when you have issues, don't get in a relationship. Just deal with yourself first. But there's always something. It's just like, oh man, I get pissed off. And my friend said, "Man, this girl crazy." I said,
you know the craziest part is that if you don't feel like being Dr. Phil in her life
I know.
and helping her through a problem, not only will she, but everybody that's around her will look at you like, what kind of a man is that? She doesn't want to say. I do not have to raise somebody else's child. That's not my job.
Oh, man. It's just...
Get it together. Call me back. Maybe you'll still have time to get a good dude. If not, I might have had somebody else by now. So get it together. Work it out.
That's like, oh, man. That's what they got to fix, man. Just fix yourself first. Stay out of relationships, man. I hear it every other day. My friends be calling me like, really? Like, yo,
you know,
tell her, shit. Leave me out.
BJ really sounds... You really,
in your
lifetime, like he's going through it.
In your lifetime, how many girls have you met?
Well, I can't imagine why he got recharged last Thursday when we weren't on the show. Remember?
Oh, God.
Really, Sean?
Yeah, you got recharged. You think that was taking you
Lodge.
through the week of greatness? You think you would be on top of the world the rest of the week? Like, yes.
Logic, you say logic? Logic.
Yeah, change the subject, if you will.
Yes. We should put Shaw on a show by herself to see how she fares.
Oh, trust me, I'd have a million fans. They might be crazy.
Oh, good God. Okay, here's a question. I still love my ex, but my friend is now dating him. What should I do?
What?
Kill the friend. Oh, God, I can't say kill the radio. I'm sorry. Can I say send hate letters to the friend?
That's not your friend in the first place.
I don't understand. Why would a friend date your ex, though? Like, I just don't get that.
It wasn't a
No,
friend.
I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. She more than likely bad-mouthed the crap out of this dude. And then her friend said, well, if you don't mind if I date him, do you? And she, go knock yourself out. Yeah, good luck. And then realized that he's a great guy. And now she's like, well, now she's dating him and that's what you get. This is what you do, madam. Look in the mirror and cuss yourself out, idiot. That's what you get.
Yeah, I'd feel really stupid. But honestly, how do we know that she had consent, so to speak? What if it's just a backstabbing friend that was always jealous, waiting in the wings anyway, and couldn't wait for them to break up?
No. He is an ex. She didn't backstab anything. She decided not to be with him, and the friend said, okay, well, guess what?
Yep.
But that's still backstabbing. You don't think so? That's
no,
still
it's not.
That's not backstabbing.
That's against the rule, though. You still don't date an ex. You still don't date my ex if you're my friend. Period. That's like dating my brother or something. You're breaking that's against the code. You don't do that. So how do we know that person wasn't always longing for him and couldn't wait for them to break up? People do that.
Listen, probably was, but in the end of the day, they don't have a tight enough friendship where that friend cared. So guess what? She decided, I'm going to get a good dude, and I could care less this chick. And what she feels.
So basically, she lost a girlfriend, best friend, and a guy, right?
I have a question about that. I mean, in this world where it's hard to find good people.
No, it's not. It's hard to find.
I mean,
go ahead and ask that powerful question, Kai.
It actually is hard to find good people. If you have, so say the issue was the ex-girlfriend was the dick. And she decided that, hey, I'm going to see what's out there. I'm going to go see what's better. And her friend saw what she was leaving and weighed the odds like, well, this is a really good dude right here. Like,
and she starts calculating her age.
I haven't found anything better. Instead of wasting 30 more years trying to find something that matches up to him, maybe I should just go and date him. She dated him and found out, that was what she thought, but but it's her friend's ex. Y'all don't think that's right? I mean, I guess it's not right. No. However,
Listen,
I think I would give
hold
her a
on.
pass.
You're
Not
battling.
me being
Listen,
the
you're
friend,
battling.
but me being objective from the outside. I think I would give her a pass.
You're battling
What?
this. You're battling.
Oh, there
this
is no way. Sorry, Logic, but she just said she'd give her a pass, and that's
Go ahead, Logic.
unacceptable.
Go ahead, Logic.
Are you sure? Good Lord. Anyway, you're battling this emotionally. The logic that you're saying is undeniable. If she is already 32, 33, 34, and that biological window is starting to close, and she has this friend that's a train wreck who really offers her nothing in life except just to sit around and misery loves company. We can all go to girls' night together for the next 20 years until we're spinsters. Or this idiot that I know is an idiot had a great guy, and here's my shot to be with a great guy, and that guy is open to the idea of dating me, and I realize how great and rare this dude is. Why would you not take it? You're an idiot if you don't take it, because what is that friendship going to get you in 20 years as opposed to this actual bond that you can have with a good dude? What's that going to get you? Family, connection, what's that? Wait. Now, me personally, I understand the code of friends and everything. I would never personally date, any girls that my friends used to be with. But then again, my circle of friends is small because I've cut off throwaway people in my life already. So if it's just some friend that's just, yeah, man, I'm out here trying to get these broads, I don't hang with that guy anymore. I may have known him at one point, but that kind of guy to me is stupid. I was like, yeah. So if I run into an ex of his, I could care less if he has a problem with it, because I no longer cool with him like that anyway.
He's smashing.
Yeah, like if you're at 36, 37 years old, you're still running around and coochie is a prize? Good Lord, what's going on in your life where, I'm out here getting all kind of cheap, man. Okay.
But, so Logic agrees with me. A girl as fleeting as that, she probably wouldn't have made a good friend anyway.
Listen, friendships have different, some people are different things. Like, you might have a friend that you talk to on a deep level, and then you have a friend that is, they can give you good advice, on a life level. Then you have friends that you just go and hang with. Sometimes you have friends for different things. If that was a friend, and if it's a frivolous girl like that that's throwing away good men, more than likely she's just an idiot. So she's always running around probably trying to party and gossip, and that kind of person is a waste of time, And it's only a certain amount of time before you get serious about life. And are you going to have that kind of woman around your young daughter, teaching her what to be, or your kids, or even your husband, if he's a good guy, but you know how toxic she is? Like, he don't let you go out and go drinking on Tuesday? What kind of guy is it? You don't want that kind of chick around you, too, where he's going to be like, this is your friend? What is she doing here? Like, get out of here. I don't want to hear this. So you're not going to do that. Eventually that woman would realize, I got to go. I can't have this chick around. Eventually. If you never come to that conclusion, then something's wrong with you, too.
Yep.
Well, all right, let's see. All right, here's another question. What does this say? After 7 years of marriage, he finally agreed to a divorce. I've lied to him and cheated on him with different men. Should I tell him or allow him to just move on in ignorance?
What?
Why? If he's going to divorce you anyway, why would you bring up more worms to crawl out of the crap?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're a hoe.
Just throw more salt on the wound, why don't you? Just dig the dagger deeper. Like, he's already miserable. It's not working.
Yeah.
It's they could be fighting terribly. Just move on with your life as the slut that you are, and let him be who he is. And hopefully that's a much better person.
Trying to make the man go to jail, try to kill her.
Right, exactly. Before
he snap and say, really?
You can't just say peace out. Let's just put him in prison.
She wanted. close salt in the wound. It's like, yeah, I did this to you.
So y'all think just leave it alone then?
Well, yeah, because he has his reasons for divorcing her. Obviously, you think he didn't sense something? I bet you anything he did. Men aren't stupid. Women aren't stupid. People aren't that stupid. It's probably one of his reasons.
But women think they're stupid.
Well, that's true. We do.
Yeah.
Okay. How can I make my wife take care of the house? She doesn't work, and this is all I ask of her.
Jesus Christ.
This is what you tell her. This is what you tell her. There's always a younger version of you somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so hurtful. Unless she's 19. He didn't say how old she was.
Oh, my God.
That would definitely dig deep into a wound.
They get together quick, yeah? At the audition,
I'm plugging in some vacuum cleaners around here. That's what I know.
So that's your advice, Logic?
Listen, you let her know, man. The internet.
Let her know her competition,
a lot
Logic.
Of people, and there's a lot of women out there that have no idea what air conditioning feels like. You better get
you can swipe to the left, swipe to the right. See ya. Swipe to the right.
You better get right together. That's what I know.
Wow.
All right. Well, you heard him, listener. Wow. What should I do if I'm married but in love with someone else?
Shoot yourself.
Get divorced.
Get divorced because you're going to cheat eventually. Get divorced, yeah.
Right, BJ? Just put yourself out of your misery now. You're just going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Then you have to explain yourself
or
to
him
Lucy.
or whatever the case may be. Get out of there.
Yeah. You can't love two in a marriage.
Lucy, you have some explaining to do. Get out while you can.
Right. I don't know how you're married. Well, I guess if you got married for the wrong reasons in the first place, I was going to say, I don't know how you're married and in love with someone else. But I guess if you got married for the wrong reasons in the first place.
There's a lot of reasons. People just aren't ready. They shouldn't have done it anyway.
Also, what you think love is.
Right.
A lot of chicks think if a dude is not smashing you 7 times a week, then love is on. He's tired because he's working.
Tired as hell.
Yep, he's tired.
Yeah, that's right.
But then that means you have time to go out and fall in love with somebody else. But that means you have time to go out and fall in love with somebody else.
No, that's the point. It's not love. It might be some dude in her gym that says hi, and he's saying all the things he needs to say in order to get her to roll those panties down, and she's thinking, I think I have feelings for this big guy, blah, 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 blah. And then it's nothing. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. And, oh, well, my husband, he's just working, and that's all he does is work. So I just feel like there's no love anymore. You're an idiot. That's what it is. Not about your job, right? You're dumb.
All right. Oh, this one is actually for you, Logic. Logic, why did you choose not to get married, and what would change your mind?
I got one.
My thing is, in order to do that in this day and age for a dude to because the current climate for men getting married, there's nothing but risk involved. There's no upside for a man to get married nowadays. A woman would have to show me that A, she has no interest in trying to get money from me. B, she has a focus in life that does not constantly revolve around what I'm doing with her. Meaning, she has something that she's doing, and it's not going to constantly just be, is he, are we going to go out today? Are we going to blah, blah, blah? There has to be some kind of focus that she has in life. She doesn't have to have a career, but she at least has to have a hobby or something. And the third thing is, there has to be some kind of safety measure involved. So some kind of agreement that we have to come to economically where her problems are not going to just come and become my problems. And vice versa. My problems aren't going to become her problems. And if we both should decide that we're going to leave, we're going to leave what we came with.
You don't want to take on her debt, in other words, right?
Well, I mean, to a degree, if she needs some help, I don't mind helping, because if I love her, I love her. I'm not going to sit there and watch her flounder. But I don't want it to be an enforceable government, like you need to pay this because now this is technically your. I don't need none of that. And if we have children, this is the most important part. If we have children, we have to agree on how we're going to raise them. And two, if something was to happen, which I don't even know what could happen at that point if I decided to have kids with her, but if an issue was to come up, we also have to agree that we're not going to involve, again, the government to come in and tell us how we're going to now be parents that we're not when we're apart now. I don't want anybody telling me what to do. That's my biggest point. So, and that's the biggest thing that happens with marriage is the government comes in and tells you what you're going to do, and you're going to do this, and we're going to infiltrate your situation and make you do that, and blah, blah, blah. And I don't like anybody forcing me. That's not how I roll. So the only way that can change is if a very extraordinary woman, with her stuff together, was to come around and, that's when you make that move.
So, Logic, you've expressed a few times that you did not want to have children. Does that mean that if you find an extraordinary woman that you could reconsider how you feel about having a family, having children?
Well, it doesn't matter how extraordinary she is. If certain things aren't in play economically, then I'm still not doing it because I don't want my child to struggle. If me and my girl are just making it and we're living comfortable, and we can handle maybe a few calamities that might pop up. But other than that, we can't do, if there's too many things that we're in trouble. When you have a kid, that's it. It's a wrap. I mean, because it could be so many things wrong with a kid. So many people take into, they assume that they're going to have a healthy child. Your kid could be born with Down syndrome, from the jump. So now you got to deal with that from Jump Street. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of therapy. That's a lot of everything that you're going to have to do to make sure that your kid gets the most out of life. I need to be able to cover broken bones and braces and, some neurological disorder or something like that. I don't leave stuff to chance like that. So I got to have a few G's just stacked for that kind of thing.
Well, that's why you have good insurance, but I know what you mean. Things come up.
So far as children-wise,
insurance only pays up a certain amount.
Well,
is it a fear?
That's true.
Is it a fear factor for you, Logic, or is having kids?
No, it's not a fear. Look, raising kids to me is not a fearful thing. It's just struggle and strife. I don't want it to be a luxury for my kid to have more than one coat, or I have to start budgeting because he or she is growing through shoes faster than I thought.
That's how child grow, right. Okay, I'm just trying to get adjusted. I see the marriage thing, but the child thing I didn't really understand. Okay, so I thought it was like a fear factor for you. All right.
No, I'm not afraid of. Listen, they either gonna do what they told or they're gonna get fucked up. I mean, I don't care. raising kids.
Wow.
Raising kids is not a fearful thing for me. It's just like I said. I put it this way. I'm not the type to send my kids to private school, but I would be.
You sound far away. You said put it this way. What?
What you say?
You can't hear me now?
No,
I can hear you now.
That's better. Yeah, you kind of walked away when you said put it this way. You walked away.
I'm not the kind to have my kids in a private school, but I would be the type to have a tutor come over on the weekends and through the summer to make sure that they.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but that requires money. You know how many people? I mean, BJ, as well as I do, growing up around Philly, people you get shoes was a luxury. Like, oh boy, I got some fresh ones. So I don't want that. I don't want to be in a situation where something happens. We all see now in this country how these jobs are constantly disappearing, and I just don't want to be these.
So it's a financial thing, though. It's a financial fear.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
all right.
and then the other bigger half was just having a baby with an idiot.
Well, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
The fear of that.
You know, I mean, listen, I got a friend right now.
I got that right now.
It's a new
Wow.
it's a new boyfriend in the house that his son is calling Uncle so and so every few months. He's still out there.
What?
Yeah. Nightmare. Then I got another friend who his ex is messing with an ex-con, and his daughter is in the house, and she says she doesn't like the way he acts when she's not around.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That's the nightmare he's dealing with. So, like I said, having babies with idiots is the biggest nightmare.
Yeah, that's,
Wow. Yeah, I hear that. All right, so there you go, listener. That's how you can get into Logic's pants.
What?
So good luck.
Oh my God.
Good luck. That's not going to happen.
that was the basis of this, right? That's what we were getting at, right? No. Anybody?
Well, having kids. Yeah, listen. You know what? Look, you're right. If you got a job, you're not an idiot, and you're obviously not afraid of some things that we've already discussed in another show. Yeah, that's a surefire way.
He's taking applications.
That's Logic Wiseman on Facebook. Pictures are welcome.
They are very welcome. We want to check them out, too.
Hey, wait, hold on. And let's full body. Don't send me eyebrows talking about you.
Talking about, look how fine I am.
Full body.
We need front, we need back, and we need your face profile to make sure you look good when you're on the side. So.
And we need teeth. We got to see your teeth, your choppers.
Oh yeah, teeth.
Oh goodness gracious!
And your
and
feet.
hands.
You don't,
he doesn't like.
You don't
he
have
doesn't
all
like
of your
man's
teeth.
hands or finger toes, so we need those too. Might as well just take a little part, like a picture of each part of your body, and just send that with your application.
Right, in
That'll
sections, right, like a puzzle.
Look, no man
a lot of
hands.
requirements.
No man
Make sure your
hands.
feet on. Make sure your feet
No
on point.
finger toes. No back titties. I don't like none of that stuff.
He said back titties.
That's what they look like.
Oh, you can't.
So true.
Your butt can't be flat. But keep in mind, he likes thighs and he likes a big top up there. Like when I say top, I don't mean stomach. I mean
a rack.
A top up there. Yeah.
He
doesn't like really, really flat stomach, so you don't have to worry about being like really in shape.
A waif.
But he doesn't want a woman whose stomach is the same size as her breast. Look, we're giving y'all pointers. We're helping y'all out here.
No job.
Basically, no one can apply at this point.
No, but you know what? It's
outruled half the
negotiable.
world. So there we go.
It's negotiable, but you cannot have a booty do. I don't want to.
Oh my God!
What's a booty do?
Where your stomach stick out more than your booty do. I don't like that.
Your booty do, yeah.
Or a fupa, a fupa when the belly hangs over the twat.
Ew.
What a
You know when women sit down and you can't even see their tummy just hangs right over it, and literally if they're standing up, you can't. The stomach hangs right over. Yeah, it's called a fupa. You know, if you watch reality TV, people, you know these things.
I don't
want to know these things. I can't even picture somebody's belly looking like that.
Oh, yeah, that's very common. No, see, a fupa is not as bad as, being 8 months pregnant and you're not pregnant, like your belly's hanging over the no, it is literally you just have too much tummy that's just hanging over. It's just distorting the vision of, well, anyway. I think that's what they're saying. I don't know. It's all over reality TV. That's the new word because a lot of women do have that, honestly.
What is it called?
A fupa. A fupa.
Oh, okay.
And believe it or not, I pronounce it
really quick. And I think this question is going to probably go into next show because we only have 5 minutes here. This is a really what the frick kind of question. Okay, so brace yourself, people. Brace yourself. If you're standing up, sit down. If you're driving, pull over. What can I do if my husband rapes me every time I don't want to have sex, then tells me it's better than cheating?
Oh.
I remember that question last week. That was scary.
Whoa.
I thought about that.
Well, damn.
Call the cops.
You married to him? Call the cops. Yeah, right. Call the cops.
I mean, are you
Like,
into
how
aggressive
can you
sex?
prove that? Like you said, BJ, you're married to him.
Right. I mean,
Well, but you know what? No. Listen,
And no is no.
That's not a pass,
let's
though. That's still not a pass. That's really not.
No,
I
I
know no is no. My question is, how can you prove that? That's my question.
That's the thing.
Oh, that you were raped.
See, that's the thing.
When it's your husband.
If he like hitting you, if you say no, he's beating you while he's doing it. It's crazy.
Right.
You can't prove that. You can't prove it's hard. So they
Logic.
You're married to him.
Officer,
Logic,
he took it, and I didn't say okay.
Because Logic was trying to say something. What were you gonna say?
No, I was going to say, let's assume that she knows the difference between rape and obviously him being very aggressive with sex. I mean, there's a big difference. You could tell when somebody's actually trying to rape you and take your humanity from you. So if it is the fact that you just don't want to have sex, and he really wants to have sex, and you know he's not trying to, like, destroy you in the process, then that's one thing. But if he's really on a tip of trying to violate your humanity, why are you still there?
Right.
That's
a very unhealthy relationship.
Okay,
very
you're
unhealthy.
actually have to define that, Logic. Violate your humanity.
Well, I mean, rape is not about passion. It's about power. It's a crime of anger. So that's the thing. Like, people do it in order to violate and destroy a person, like a predator would a prey. It's not about, I find this person very sexy. And
it's never that.
Them. And, because how can a person rape you, but at the same time, like maybe a day or two later, the two of you are having consensual sex, both are into each other. Like, it's one or the other. Because, you know what I mean? If he's trying to, again, destroy who you are as a person, he knows that you don't want to do it for one reason or another. This is my chance to violate her. If you know that that's where he's coming from, then you shouldn't be there. Because this person that you're describing is a predator, and you're agreeing to be his prey every day if he decides that that's what he's going to do to you. So you shouldn't be there. But if it's just a husband, being aggressive with sex, as women are. There's times that dudes don't want to have sex. Like, nah, and they just take this, just real quick. And then they're not taking no as an answer. But I don't think a dude will be like, I can't believe that she actually, so it's a different situation. And I'm not even saying that like that's all women, because some women know that their dude is not trying to do that. Like, he comes home, she's not in the mood, she's dealing with something, but she sees he has that look in his face like, oh, no, not today. And he's real quick, the kids ain't here, all I need is 10 minutes. Now, was she ready for it, and did she really want it? Probably not, but she knows that her dude wasn't really trying to violate her as a person. You know what I mean?
Come on, give me this person. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That happens a lot. I've done that myself, where I cannot. I'm tired of hey, look at me. Hey, you want to keep this?
And I was married, so it was like, yo, I gotta go out of here.
You like nice stuff? You better act like you like it. So, my thing is, this person has to establish whether or not, this is where it's coming from, or if it truly is a violation of your humanity. If it is, you need to immediately leave. You need to possibly call the police if that's what you want to do, go through that process in order to process him for sexual crimes. And you need to get therapy so you can get over that and figure out why you were okay with being a victim for so long. So, that's your option.
All right, so that's our show for tonight. I hope we answered a lot of questions. I know we have we had a couple questions left, but we'll get to it next show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for working through last week's show, even though it was the most horrible thing Shar has ever heard. And don't forget to check out our store, www.noconduct.com. Go to NCR store and go check out our store. Thanks for listening. Peace out, everyone. See you next week.
Have a great week, everyone. Signing off from Las Vegas. Goodbye.
From Las Vegas. Good night.
Signing off from the city of Las Wages, the city of entertainment. Be safe. Everybody be good. Be safe. Peace out.
Go post your Facebook post. Bye.
Oh, I'm doing that now. I'm posting, so you can take a look at it. Ha ha. Goodbye.